Community. My name is Jason Hollinger. I'm the preaching and community minister here. And for our time in Jesus and coffee this morning, I would like to take us to Leviticus chapter 3. In Leviticus chapter 3, what we see is the laws that are set forth for the peace offerings and the way that God's people have been commanded to go about presenting these offerings. So we're going to do a little bit of reading and then we'll issue our challenge and send you on throughout your day. Leviticus, it's just, hey, 17 verses. Let's do some reading. Leviticus chapter 3. If his offering is a sacrifice of peace offering, if he offers an animal from the herd, male or female, he shall offer it without blemish before the Lord. And he shall lay his hand on the head of his offering and kill it at the entrance of the tent of meeting. And Aaron's sons, the priest, shall throw the blood against the sides of the altar and from the sacrifice of the peace offering as a food offering to the Lord. He shall offer the fat covering the entails and all the fat that is on the entrails, and the two kidneys with the fat that is on them and at the loins, and the long lobe of the liver that he shall remove with the kidneys. Then Aaron's son shall burn it on the altar, on the top of the burnt offering, which is the wood on the fire. And it is a food offering with a pleasing aroma to the Lord. If his offering is for a sacrifice of peace offering to the Lord, is an animal from the flock, male or female, he shall offer it without blemish. If he offers a lamb for his offering, then he shall offer it before the Lord. Lay his hand on the head of his offering and kill it in the front of the tent of meeting. And Aaron's son shall throw its blood against the sides of the altar. Then from the sacrifice of the peace offering he shall offer as a food offering to the Lord its fat. He shall remove the whole fat tail, cut off close to the backbone, and the fat that covers the entrails, and all the fat that is on the entrails, and the two kidneys with the fat that is on them at the loins, and the long lobe of the liver, that he shall remove with the kidneys. And the priest shall burn it on the altar as a food offering to the Lord. If his offering is a goat, then he shall offer it before the Lord, and lay his hand on its head, and kill it in front of the tent of meeting. And the sons of Aaron shall throw its blood against the sides of the altar. Then he shall offer from it as his offering for a food offering to the Lord, the fat covering the entrails, and all the fat that is on the entrails, and the two kidneys with the fat that is on them at the loins, and the long lobe of the liver, that he shall remove with the kidneys. And the priest shall burn them on the altar as a food offering with a pleasing aroma. All fat is the Lord's. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwelling places, that you can eat neither fat nor blood. Okay, so we read this or we hear this and we say, man, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what is being mentioned here. Well, let me do my best to simplify this. God set up a system of the way his people were to come before him, whether it's a sacrifice of peace offering of with these animals that are provided, whether it's this burnt offering, no matter. God set up a system of the way his people were to come before him. He commanded them a way to make themselves right before him. He commanded them and showed them a way to present themselves worthy before him. As we think about how this connects then to the New Testament and how it connects to 2020, what we see is that God's people are still to come before him in a worthy manner. That God has shown us what it means to be made right before him. In the Old Testament, it was we had these sacrifices that helped to, whether it was the Day of Atonement, to forgive these sins. But what continued to happen was these sins were continued to be rolled over, and man never found himself in a state of mind where he had true hope of these forgiveness of sins. Why? Because he was continually having to make these offerings. You see, it wasn't until the New Testament It wasn't until the time of Jesus. It wasn't until God sending his son that what we find out, especially from the book of Hebrews, that his sacrifice was a once and for all sacrifice, one time for all time, that there was no longer this need for sacrifices to be made. But there is a sacrifice that still takes place, a sacrifice of a life surrendered and continually surrendering to him. And that's where we leave it today with our challenge. How have you surrendered to him? What is this sacrifice of praise that you offer before him? What is this sacrifice of a life that you offer before him? How have you sacrificed your time? How have you sacrificed your energy? How have you sacrificed your finances? How have you sacrificed your trust, your friendships, everything, your loyalty to him? Because ultimately, we are continually offering that life to him in response to what he did for us. We do this, we live. We live and move and breathe as God has commanded us to, as God has called us to, as he has commissioned us to. And in response to that, we go out and we share that good news with everyone. Can't wait to hear about how it goes for you. Y'all have a great day. God bless.